Well, I think it's wonderful that we're going back 50 years and try to remember how we established this community.
There was a need for the church in our respective areas because most of us had moved to the southwest area.
We started back in '66, and we used to meet in our homes, and then Pizza King.
Jimmy Alex, Art Soteris, Chris Avropoulos, Mike Svikas, Billy Spanis, and myself were there. We put up the sign. Future site for the Greek Orthodox, St. Paul Greek Orthodox Church.
We've all been part of this for so many years, and looking back at photos and the families that we're just all family.
And I went back, turned on the lights, and people saw the colors of the church, the faceted glass windows, the dome, and there were tears and cheers all over the church. It was extremely emotional.
It brought tears to your eyes to see that it was finally done, and to see the people and the pleasure that they were getting, the spiritual guidance that they were getting from all that work was just so rewarding.
Because looking back at our forefathers and what they've done and how they did it, and with the minimum funds that they had, and at the time that they did it at, they really hustled and bustled to go out there and get the funds together to do what they did here.
The founding members of our church and the vision that they had, and whoever would have thought 50 years later that their vision would have come to this.
Our theme for the community was the impossible dream, and we did it. We did the impossible dream. Well, I think he was sent from heaven to guide this community to do that. He just believed in the church and everything in our religion.
Him and his guidance, we developed into a thriving community.
The one who put the roots in this community, the one who put the community on the right path in service and in love for one another. Father Theo has been well remembered and loved, and I am so grateful to see that in people's perspective when they're thinking of him.
He was a young, energetic individual. He welcomed the youth. He was even on the baseball team at that point, so he could relate to all of us.
It was just his dynamic personality and compassion for people that led to the success in the beginning.
Father Jim Simeonidis followed, equally dedicated and loving to the community. He gave half of his ministry to this particular community. He recently celebrated 50 years of ministry, and 24 out of those 50 years were spent here at St. Paul.
He was a wonderful priest. He really was. He was a kind man. He did anything for you when you needed anything. He would be there for you.
Father Jim was a big proponent about having the icons, which was great in our church.
And Father Jim came in as a strong person advocating the youth, and he did a lot of good things for the church. He was very easy to work with.
And then there's Father Costa, that is like our pride and joy. We hit the jackpot with Father Costa. You know, he's just like, all the diocese to nominate him as, to represent all the priests, that says a lot right there.
Father Costa, he's very, very strong with his leadership in his liturgies and Christianity.
I learned a lot from all of them. Learned a lot from all the fathers. They've taught me a lot, to be grateful and to always be positive, especially from Father Costa. I've learned to be positive. He always says, be positive, so I've learned that from him.
Father Costa is such a great asset, and Father Jim and Father Theo before him have just built this amazing community that we have 50 years later.
The church has something to offer for everybody, whether you're young, old, whether you're a man, you're a woman, there are many, many, many places for people to offer their God-given talents.
Dedication, work ethic, wanting to keep the culture alive.
We love our culture, and we want to continue to support the church.
The entire purpose of Philoptochos is to promote Christianity, love, and to help people who are in need, whether they be of the Orthodox faith, and God knows there's a lot of people who need help who are not necessarily Orthodox.
The dance group is interesting because that's something that those young kids are going to keep with them for their whole lives. You know, you're my age or older, and you're still doing these dances at weddings and at different cultural events, and you learn those foundations and those basics in that group starting at 4 years old.
It's their life for, a lot of these kids. My mom used to joke that I used to dance before I walked, and now I get to see little ones that are so excited to start in this program.
The choir, the chanters, and the priests are like a dance. Someone will say something and we respond. Or we sing something, and then the next phase of the liturgy, the priest continues, and then we answer back to him. The chanters answer back. So it's a continual dance of music and bringing the liturgy together.
You can't praise to the Lord. It has to be alive, and you have to express it somehow. And our church has so much, our hymnology is so beautiful and so rich.
And what we're learning with our culture through the gospel readings and to listen to the history, it becomes live. It's not just stories that you hear.
When it comes time for that festival, everybody's here to support it. Everybody's here to work it. Regardless what it is, there's people here to do it, okay? And they all come through.
The efforts made by these ladies, females are the backbones of all churches. I hate to say that, but they are. And no exception here.
To see all these children involved and the teenagers involved in working here at the parish and the festival is rewarding, and it makes it all worthwhile.
But they cooked, they cooked, they cooked. People just don't realize all the work that goes on before the festival. One of the things that always amazed me is how people were willing to come to the festival and wait in line for an hour for food. And the answer I always got was, we can't get this food anywhere else.
I think about 10 or 11 years old, I would then be an altar boy. And that was good because I was giving back and then learning more about the religion itself.
Sunday school and Greek school are very important because that's where you also get those foundations for everything that you get in the culture. As much as we hate it as kids and cry and don't want to go to Greek school, it's important, and I'm glad that I went.
The teachers put a lot of time and effort into their lessons, and they do a tremendous job trying to instill the values in our children.
It cannot be described what it means to you when you're smiling at somebody and giving them the food and seeing their gratitude. So it's important for our hearts as well as just what we're materially giving the people.
I believe it's because we're all inclusive. We want to make sure all age groups are represented. We want to make sure everybody feels like they are a part of something of the church. And you have so many opportunities. You can help with coffee socials, you can help with fundraisers, you can just have fun at the meetings. It's a nice camaraderie.
I mean, we are together as one to pull these events off, whether it's tonight or, throughout the year. You make a plea out there and 6 or 7 people jump up to say, absolutely, I'll do it.
We are blessed. We have a great family community here. And coming to church is like being with my family.
We form amazing friendships here, and friendships that we'll have for the rest of our life. So it just means so much to me because of that. Like knowing that I'll always have these people to talk to if I need something, and they'll always be there to help me.
When I sit in the pew and I'm getting ready to go for Holy Communion and people are saying hello to me and kissing me and hugging me, you know you belong. It's just a great place to be.
It's clearly a celebration, but you just get too emotional thinking about all the friends that you've lost over the years here. because we are a community.
Most people have their mom, dad, brothers and sisters, but we have this huge extended family, and I've been fortunate to be here my whole life. Many of my good friends grew up here with me, and now we're able to carry that tradition on where our kids are growing up together.
What this church means to me is it's always a constant reminder that no matter what I do, no matter what position I'm in, that so long as I am serving God's greater glory, it's going to be fine. And it's always in His service.
All my friends, my closest friends even until today, I met here. Their families were part of this church. My family was here, and now I am raising my children in this church to walk in the same steps that I did.
Our children who grew up in this parish and made lifelong friends, there's no replacement for that, and it all started right here at St. Paul.
Frankly, in my opinion, it's the perfect example of what a church should represent and what, you know, is just what our values are.
I feel like I learn something new and I grow, and we have a really good fellowship with the young parents, and it's just has meant a lot to me.
I love it a lot. It's amazing. I wouldn't miss church for the world. It's the best.
We live what we believe, and to me that's what I need. You could just tell the love of the people. We have so many talented people. You learn a lot. I just enjoy it.
I feel, you know, younger individuals are now coming back to church, and I feel we're building more of a sense of community. I feel over the years people are passionate here. You know, I feel great that I say, when I'm here, I say, oh, I'm from St. Paul's, and they're like, oh yes, you know, we're in North Royalton. I go, yeah, I'm proud to say that. I'm proud to be a Greek.
St. Paul is a parish, we celebrate our youth, and we keep them so that when they grow up, they want to come back. You want to raise your children. I want to raise my children here.
It's coming from the heart. I mean, you know, we all say, yeah, we'll go to church, and then, you know, once you leave the church, we're a different person. But I believe once we go to St. Paul's and we have our prayers and our lessons from, you know, the priest, I do believe we all carry it outside the church also.
It's our faith. You know, we're traditional. It's what tied our grandparents together. It ties us together. We pass it on to our children.
I grew up here. It's a part of my life. Every aspect of it. The people here, we support each other, we work together, we celebrate our joys, we mourn together. When there is a loss, when there is a need, we come together. It's more than just a building, it's the people.
A place where you can see families thriving, a place where you can feel its commitment to community and its commitment to the outer community.
And I try and do that with my kids and push them and, you know, keep them involved with the church, okay? And a lot of parents do that. We have a great following with kids here. We keep on growing. We're running out of space because we have so many children that come in here.
In 50 years, another generation will gather to celebrate. And as we remember the past generation, we pray that we too will be remembered one day.
This bond you build coming to church and making it a part of your life is what makes St. Paul great. It's probably what carried St. Paul the first 50 years and is going to carry us through the next 50 years.
There's several people in my peer group now, and we all have kids, and all bringing them into the church regularly on Sundays, and then other community activities, so the future's very bright.
And so as we march on to the next stage, to the next step of this community, that love may continue to reign from the youngest child to the oldest parishioner.
Well, congratulations to St. Paul that we are and we have achieved what we have, and it's a tribute. There's nothing more that I've done in my entire life that I'm more proud of.
It's our job to keep it going. It's our children's job to keep it going. And you got to keep on pushing and having that hustle and bustle to get it done. You just can't give up. I mean, it's in our faith and it's in our blood.
We are thriving. I look forward to the next 50 years. It's nice to capture the memories that we already made, the changes that happen throughout the church, and I wish us the best of luck. And you know, we're the next generation coming forward, so we're trying to build that
To continue what we started. That's my wish, to continue what we started, and my grandkids can continue on the impossible dream, let's say.
I am definitely excited to see what happens, and I hope I'm around for another 50 years to witness the 100th anniversary.
I feel very comfortable, very positive, awe-inspired that our next 50 years will be not only as achievable as we've done these past 50, but the next 50 will be incredible.
So each and every one of you, all the committee chairs, all the people that work behind the scenes, all of you who gave of your resources, of your talent, of your treasure, I am filled with joy, and I am grateful to God for all of you. And I thank you on behalf of the Parish Council from the depths of my heart.